साहब को, मेहदी साहब को कि तशरीफ़ लाए और बयान फरमाएं।
आपकी इजाज़त से मैं कुछ उर्दू में और कुछ अंग्रेजी में बोल सकता हूँ। Respected chairperson and distinguished members of the dais, first of all, I am very thankful for having been invited on this very important occasion. I don't want to repeat what has been said by earlier distinguished speakers, and I think I have the permission to speak in English. Especially because I know that people like respected members of the Khandan-e-Ijtihad are also in favor of promoting modern education. See, but on this occasion, I'm just trying to remember मेरा niece, who said, भला तसर्रुफ़े बेजा से उन पे क्या हासिल, उठा चुके हों ज़मींदार इन ज़मीनों को. So I would not like to repeat what has been said by our distinguished speakers. Secondly, I should like to admit that I'm not a great scholar, but even an ordinary student, I think, has some rights to express his views on an important subject like this. The other thing I wanted to mention was that however great a scholar be, unless the followers perpetuate his memory, his achievements are lost. There is a very famous line in Farsi, पीरारा मुरीदा मी परानंद, ये खुद नहीं उड़ते, उनके मुरीद में उड़ाते हैं. And it's a very sad thing that a great scholar like Sayyidul Ulama, maybe because of her own weaknesses, shortcomings, has not got the global recognition which he deserved. I'm trying to remember some of the compilations made by some distinguished universities in USA. For example, Georgetown University is one of the best universities we have, and a great Islamic scholar, Esposito, is there, who has tried to explain Islam in its true light, especially after 9/11. He has compiled, edited an anthology of the Muslim thinkers of modern times. And I'm surprised to see there is no mention of Sayyidul Ulama. Why? Because I think those who followed him have not done what they should have done for him. So in this context, I think this seminar, which is being held none too early, assumes a great significance. And let us hope that this seminar is the beginning of serious work on Sayyidul Ulama. My personal reminiscences are very limited. I think Akhtar Wasi Sahab was more lucky to have been more exposed to him. But I also remember him as a faculty member of Aligarh Muslim University. And what is very important is that later I was a member of the Siratul Nabi Committee of Delhi. And very distinguished persons like Fadl Sahab, Rais Shahabuddin, and others were members. And every year, a very important Siratul Nabi used to be held in Delhi, sometimes in Vigyan Bhavan. And year after year, the committee decided to invite Sayyidul Ulama. Why? Because of his acceptability across the different sects among the Muslims and beyond. I think he was one of, let us try to see what are the significance of his work. I think he was the first one, perhaps, among the ulama who realized the importance of communication to the common people. The Imamia mission, I still remember, the pamphlets which were issued, they were really the essence of a lot of scholarship, but expressed in terms which could be understood by common people. So the importance of communication, importance of educating, I think he was one of the great pioneers. And if you remember, at least I have some memories from my childhood, those small pamphlets which were issued by Imamia Mission were a great education for the younger generation. And I think even today, they are perhaps some of the best and lucid, ways of communicating the essence of Islam. The second thing is that he was a person who combined two great qualities which are not very common. He was a great zakir, as we all know. And yet he was a great scholar. These two things usually we don't find among so easily. If somebody is a great scholar, he is not a great zakir also. And vice versa. And what is this? I mean, he was a great scholar because he followed the methodologies of research. If you read his works, you will not find any statement which has not been referred from some original source. Even Shahid-e-Insaniyat, at every step you will find a sanad. These are not some things which have been just heard. So, and more than that, why this was very important? There is a huge controversy, there was at least, whether Nahjul Balagha, which was very late to be discovered by the non-Shias, is really the original sayings of Imam Ali. There is a huge controversy on this. And reams have been written to show that no, it is not the original work of Imam Ali. I think the credit goes to Sayyidul Ulama that with authentic sources, with arguments, he's proved that this can be sourced back to Imam Ali. And I think by and large, he put rest to this huge controversy. And thus, one of the most sort of important spiritual works, I would say, of Islam has been saved and revived. Another thing, I said he was a great communicator. If you look at his prose, I'm just trying to see Akhtar Wasi Sahab from the point of literary style. You see, the Urdu writers have a tendency to say little, but in so many words. And really, if you translate it in English, it looks rather, I may be pardoned to say, silly. This you will not find in the writings of Sayyidul Ulama. I think if I can compare it in terms of the simplicity and elegance, the elegance of prose, which is the highest degree of excellence of the Lucknow prose, not the ornate prose. It is from the point of view of his style, the simplicity and the depth of his works. Also, I think he avoided things which were very fashionable. For example, it is one of our signs of defeat that some of our ulamas try to prove Quran through modern science. I mean, now there could be nothing more absurd than this kind of an effort. And this reminds me of a great physicist, scientist, who said that religion is a matter of belief and science is a matter of question. One question is answered, which leads to the next question. That next question is answered, that leads to the next question. So don't mix the two. And this kind of efforts, it's very significant that a great scholar like Sayyidul Ulama, he never mixed the two, as some other scholars tried to do with dismal failure, I would say. Because you can't mix these two things. Now, I would say that he should be treated as one of the modern founders of the Shi'i Kalam, Ilm Kalam. I think that is what needs to be studied. And his contribution is, I think, comparable to Shibli, to Maulana Azad. They are all different, but I'm talking of the level of these things. And he gave a purpose to this whole ritual of Azadari. And I'll just quote only one sentence. Azadari सिर्फ मुसीबत हुसैन तक महदूद न रहे, बल्कि मकसद हुसैन का भी जिक्र हो. In one sentence, he has completely summed up the whole thing, the whole spirit of Azadari. Apart from that, and this is very important today, I think he is one of those pioneers who was very much against the conflicts within the different sects of Islam. Ittihad Bain al-Muslimin. I think this is also one of his great messages, which is more important than ever. Because you see how certain powers are exploiting the differences, real or imagined, among the Muslims in different countries. And thank God, a country like ours, thanks to the spiritual influence, the scholarly influence of people like Sayyidul Ulama, we are still, not in that category. You see, and more than that, I think in a general term, he had a much wider view. Without giving up his faith, he says, कुरान की हिदायत से हर मुसलमान इसका एतक़ाद रखता है, इब्तिदाए दौरे कायनात से हर कौम और हर मुल्क में अल्लाह के हादियान दीन आए हैं और उनकी हक़ानियत पर ईमान जुज़्वे ईमान है. I'm just quoting it. So a broad view, which I think is very essential in this era of conflict. I will conclude by saying only one thing. If all our efforts is limited to ourselves, I think the purpose of the seminar will not be served. Unless his work, his contribution goes to the wider world. And I tell you, so far it has not gone. I'll just give you one example. You go to the internet, you open up Wikipedia, I think you don't find more than 4 paragraphs about a scholar like Sayyid al-Ulama. Who is responsible for that? And then I will conclude by saying, Umrha dar Kaabao Budkhana Meen Alad Hayat. Umrha dar Kaabao Budkhana Meen Alad Hayat. और ताज़ बज़्म इश्क यक दानाए राज आयत बरू. शुक्रिया.
Audience, you were just listening Mr. Shahid Mehdi Saab, Chief Guest, former VC Jamia Millia and Vice Chairman of ICCR. You understand and you know very well that every person has to see any subject in accordance to his own vision, in accordance to his own thinking. And there is a very important thing that sometimes confirmation bias, which is with us, always compel us to understand that we are correct and the others are not correct. Shahid Saab has beautifully spoken about the role of Sayyid al-Ulama, that he was not arrested by any confirmation bias and he has taken every subject to his wisdom, to the concluding logic